In this video, I'll explain how to obtain data from open data source website called Open World Bank. So first of all, we should open the browser, and on the research blank we should write World Bank and open the official website. So after opening the website, we should move to the understanding poverty section and click on button by country. After that, we should find the country which is needed. In my occasion, it's Canada. And after clicking on the country, you can see on the right side the Excel format of the data. You should click on this Excel and download the data. I have already downloaded and opened the data. You should move to the data section and choose the economic sectors of your country, which is Canada in my case. So I have already chosen and copied into a new file, and then you should open the Stata platform and import your Excel format. After importing, you should first of all open the log file. You should name it any name and type the browse command. Browse command gives us an information about data. Is the data time series, discrete, numerical, and so on. In my case, it's time series and it's numerical continuous. So if you see here the data, the year is in red color, which means the data does not suit the Stata conditions. So we should destrinch it. And here the data is destringed. So the next step is to apply the data as time series. And then the next command is ssc install as doc, which provides us with the converting our data into Word document file. It takes some time and it needs a connection. After this command, we should give the summarize as doc sum. So the summarize command gives us a table with the list of variables, the observation number, the average mean, standard deviation, and maximum rates. So we should open the my file doc, and just a second, here we should copy this table and put it on our Word file. I have already copied and pasted it here. So the next step will be closing the my file, and as you can see here, I have written 18 outcomes, which I will explain in my videos. So the first outcome is obtaining the data from World Bank. We have already done that, and we can color it like in red color. Importing data into Stata, I have already done that also. So the next step is analysis. Well, after summarizing the data, we should find two-way TS line graph. Two-way TS line graphs. This command provides us with the line graph, which explains our variable. So we should copy this graph and also paste it in our Word file. I have already copied and pasted. Here you can see. So the next command will be two-way scatter plot. Two-way scatter plot needs two variables, which first variable is dependent and the next one is independent. So in my case, agriculture is dependent, GDP is independent. As you can see, the graph with the line and with the fitted values, these graphs provides us with information is there positive or negative relationship between two variables. We should copy this and paste it on our Word file. So I have already done that. So the next step will be histogram. Histogram gives us a graph which provides the information about variable, is the data normally distributed or not. If this line goes according to the bell shape, it means that the data is normally distributed. However, if you see this line doesn't go as properly as it's shown in bell shape, we should copy this and also paste in our document file. I have already done that. Well, here you can see. So also you can just open the do file, which I have already prepared, and just click on the commands here. After histogram we have graph box, for example graph box of computer communication service. So graph box provides us the rectangular with the median and upper and down outliers. So the outliers gives us the minimum and maximum rates of our data, our variable, exactly computer communication service of Canada. The median gives us the average mean, and the rectangular provides us with 70% information of our research. We should copy this graph and paste on our document file. So the next step is Pearson pairwise correlation. Well, Pearson pairwise correlation provides us a table in which the relationship between variables are shown. According to Pearson pairwise correlation, the computer communication service with computer communication service is the single-wise correlation, and the correlation between GTP and computer is pairwise because we are observing only two variables. So then, as you can see, the relationship between GDP and computer communication service is 90%, and also p-value is lower than 0.05, which means the relationship between two variables are statistically significant. So the next step is to revealing us a regression. So linear regression in Stata platform provides us with ANOVA table with model parameters and with the result table. So speaking about model parameters, it shows us number of observations, which is 26, of our variable, which is agriculture, forestry, fishing. The f value gives us that here you can see is 4 and 21. 4 because we have 4 variables. 21 it is our 21 is the rest years of our data, and if you plus them it will be 25 because of that we have taken agriculture as a dependent variable. 1 year we have taken 1 year as a year which will be compared with others. So And then p-value. P-value is when if p-value is lower than 0.05, it means the relationship between our variables are statistically significant. And r squared rate means that how it explains us a variance of our dependent variable explained by independent. In our case, it is 93% of information is explained by our independent variables. So adjust r squared is almost the same, but it used when the observation number is lower than 31. So going to the result table, you can see the list of variables. So agriculture is dependent and other 4 variables are independent. The t-test, in other words, it's student test, tests the hypothesis of null hypothesis, which declares that there is no dependence between variables. As far as our p-value is lower than 0.05, the variables are dependent on each other. Exactly, agriculture depends on GDP, ICT, trading service, computer communication services. So as you can see here, the p-value is lower than 0.05, which means that our relationship between two variables are statistically significant. So moving to the next step, which is S-Wilk test. S-Wilk test, exactly Shapiro-Wilk test, tests the null hypothesis that is applied with a null hypothesis that the sample has been generated from a normal distribution. As you can see here, the p-value of 3 variables are lower than 0.05, which means we reject the null hypothesis or HO hypothesis and move to the HA hypothesis. The difference between HAA and HO hypothesis is that HO declares that there is no dependence on variables. HA says that there is dependence on variables. So the next step will be alpha command, which gives us the reliability of our research. After that, we should apply the t-set year and SST install JB. Also, we should find the Watson test, and to find the multicollinearity of our research, we should apply stat VIF. As you can see, the average mean of VIF is lower than 10, which means there is no multicollinearity. And after that, by the way, VIF means variance inflation factor. So the next step is predict y hat, and as if we browse our data, you can see there is y hat, which means that our data should be you can see that the y hat is a period. Y hat calculates the weighted and state-specific linear predictions of the observed variables. After that, we should test heteroscedasticity of our data. So, and in this comment my first video is ended.